Hello YouTube and welcome to the finale of my Mobile Suit Gundam, The Witch from Mercury reaction series. Episodes 23 and 24 here today, putting a bow on the series. Pretty excited to see what this finale has in store for us. If I was to project ahead, I think we're in a pretty good place to do a pretty straightforward finale, so maybe today will just be like, yeah, they did it. They did what they had to. I don't know. We'll see. Either way, YouTube comments first and foremost. There's a few quite long ones here that I may try to break up into pieces, as I have been doing with a lot of the comments. I believe one of them as well didn't come through, because I have 1 of 3 and then 3 of 3 up here. I believe 2 of 3's on Discord. So yeah, look forward to that, I guess. But starting down the bottom, we have Molly. I hate that all my comments are just, look, Utena reference. I mean, it's not unexpected. And yeah, this is a great point. Prospera in a giant coffin in space. That's what Quiet Zero looks like. Yeah, that's a... yeah. She's trying to bring somebody back from the dead. She's trying to open back up that proverbial coffin, even divorced from all the Utena context, which is making me chuckle. But just know that the finale of Utena involves a coffin. Actually, a lot of Utena involves a coffin. If I was to make like a top 5 tier list of Utena pieces of symbolism, I think coffin is definitely in the top 5. Definitely up there with like curry and penis. Anyway, we're getting distracted. And yeah, next few comments here from Kasogtha. Yeah, let's take this one piecemeal, I guess. So first and foremost, we go into a little bit of the etymology of the Gundams, as we have been doing. But we have a little bit of a Gaelic theme, for lack of a better term. This one up here is escaping me a little bit. I hardly remember what the Space Assembly League's machines even did, besides fucking die. But Caliban is interesting. It's got a lot going on, right? So it's named from the spirit of Caliban of the Tempest, who is under the control of Prospero from the Shakespeare play, which has been a lot of the inspiration for this particular show. And again, I'm still not familiar with that story on purpose. I haven't been looking into it because I know it's involved here. But yeah, it seems like we go from Caliburn to Caliburnus, then Frenchified, then anglicized with both myriad spellings to Caliburn, Excalibur, and Excalibur. So now we're bringing up a little bit of Arthurian legend stuff, right? And it's apt that, again, our protagonist is wielding something that, at least on some level, is attached to Excalibur. And yeah, we get into the weeds here a little bit on the actual distinctions between Caliburn and Excalibur, some scabbard and sword. But again, I can kind of guess what Excalibur means in my short kind of experience with the subject. It evokes destiny. It invokes you've been chosen. It invokes this is only something you can do, which I think is all very apt for the end of the story here, right? I don't feel like anybody other than Soletta could be in the experience or in the position she's in right now to influence the finale. So again, she has been chosen, right? Oh yeah, and even bringing up some stuff with Lady of the Lake and Eri. Yeah, I see this as well, for sure. And again, bringing up the general idea of, is this your power? Is this their power that you've just been borrowing? Again, we saw her taking on that kind of stuff in episode 22 for the first time, the actual strain of what's been going on the entire time. Again, great power, great responsibility. Finally, she's putting it on her own shoulders. Even bringing up Caliburn here in a pure white design, potentially like a wedding dress, which again may be indicative of future stuff for certain characters. We'll say. And yeah, last 2 comments here getting a little bit Ouroboros-y. I don't like talking about comments that reference last week's comments. It makes the videos seem very weird. But point being that we're, shilling for Iron-Blooded Orphans as a Gundam show that tried to do something a little bit different, allegedly, and did it a little bit better. I've definitely seen this word associated with it, visceral. So, I don't know, is this something that I should invest time into? Potentially. We'll see. Next up, I have Discord open because YouTube is stupid, zeroing in on the actions of the school in the wake of another disaster. Again, this is kind of what I was talking about last week. It's the little things, right? Like, just a little bit of care, a little bit of food, a blanket. Limit it, like, what can I do now to change things? I think that's a big part of what we're doing here, right? Control the controllables, I guess, is the kind of wanky way of saying it. Next chunk here talking about the tomato DNA message thing, which again is still a little bit I'm unsure about it. But apparently it's a real thing. You can code DNA and store it somehow. So again, maybe it's got a basis in like real science, which is, the basis for all good sci-fi really as well. So that's something. And again, on a base level, I think it's quite sweet from Nutret, but it's just a little bit much. It's crazy talk. What do you mean there's a message in the tomato? Hello? Even here referencing the lack of subtlety with a reference to Symphogear GX. Not a particularly subtle show, Symphogear, either, but we love it all the same. And yeah, if we're talking tomato-based metaphors, bring up Revue Starlight, baby. Holy shit. There's some tomatoes in that, alright. Ooh, and I like this level of, like zoom in on the analysis as well, talking about Shadiq's handcuffs and how they may be extended metaphor for Permit and its kind of control over him over time, right? He's been trapped by his own circumstances and the technology there within. I like that shit. Yeah, hell yeah. And again, it's kind of that flip on the same thing, right? We've got these kind of technological handcuffs. They can be both used to restrain, right? Like one side of the equation for Gundam, or set people free. Like, allow both Spacians and Earthians to stand on the same level. Like, that's been the ultimate goal of that kind of mission statement and the mindset of Vanitas all the way back in the day as well. So we're kind of attaching that here in a cool way. Yeah, I like this level of zoom in for the analysis. I think it's quite nice. Back to YouTube now for the last chunk. First paragraph here is a extensive look at how each of the major players in the kind of discussion in the show have dealt with the idea of the strain of the data storm, right? So we go here, Caliban is the first Gundam. It's the most pure. Like, if you sit in that chair, you are taking the most heat possible, but as a result, it's the strongest, right? But obviously, people are going to die if they do that. So how do we combat that, right? Well, Vanitas had the Elthrith stuff, right? Which tried to use some AI, which is epic. With Jaturkhaus taking that to the nth degree later on by taking the pilot out of the equation entirely. Vanitas tried to make pilots more resistant to the storm using prosthetics technology. Peel took this in horrific directions with enhanced humans, which again is an ethical nightmare, which we've kind of gone into, just the disposability of humanity, and I guess kind of social status playing into that as well. Obviously, we're not going to use the chief boy, number one boy, Elan real. We're going to use all these fake lower class people to power the machine. And yeah, Oxearth kind of dumb as well. They just said, go even harder, which is a bad decision overall. So yeah, there's a lot of strain on Soletta is the point here. Oh yeah, this is fun too. This is kind of that scene in episode 22 where Soletta's upping the permit score. That's like the first scene in the show. That's Elnora trying to do that, or Prospera, I should say. Next chunk here is a bit of a summary of how high people have gotten with permit scores in the show. I seem to remember Sophie hitting 5 as well, but that didn't really take shape the way I thought, apparently. Obviously, Eri with number 8, but that's cheating, but Soletta getting to 5 is the highest anybody's gotten in the show. Which, again, we've still got 2 episodes to go. She may even go even further beyond. We're going to have to see. Oh, yeah, and we got a little bit of justification here for why they continued an attack at the start of 22, which I thought was quite redundant, seeing how they got kind of mogged the first time. Hey, what if we attack it from a distance? Oh shit, it can control missiles as well. It's less successful than we thought, but at least we tried it. And again, stepping back from an actual lore perspective, like, hey, it's a nice setup to the episode after we've had a week off. Like, remember what was happening? Yeah, this is what was happening. Oh, yes, bringing up the sword fight. I think somebody says this later on, might be Ragashingo on the next comment, but apparently fencing is a Gundam thing. So that's like a bringing it back for the fans type deal, which is cool. I never thought that Guel was throwing. I just thought it was a quick battle. And again, this is an important moment for him, standing by his ideals, not falling to the wayside. All the way back to when he didn't use the AI. He's a very proud man. Guel, of course. And yeah, last week those scenes with Miorine and Soletta were fantastic. So hopefully we get some more stuff like that going into the last couple of episodes here. And yeah, last comment here today from Ragashingo. Yeah, we'll probably get a little bit more into the negativity stuff when we're summarizing this thing overall and what I would have changed. But again, I got to see the finale before I make some recommendations. Not that I'm the grand authority on this, but anyway. And yeah, here we're probably talking or equating Space Assembly League to maybe a Star Wars Galactic Senate, right? Where again, it's kind of a regulatory body, but there's some corruption there as well. Yeah, okay. I was pretty surprised how many Prospera killed when the Space Assembly League attacked Quiet Zero. I wasn't. She does not care a single... She just don't give a shit at all. She's just going to kill people. What was that? 1,500 people died on Earth in Quinn Harbor after she reignited the riots? I'm not surprised at all. She's a bad person. I don't like her. So yeah, she's got to go, but again, we knew that. Oh, this is a cool touch too. Guel, when first meeting Soletta in this episode, it's the first time that somebody hides behind Soletta instead of Soletta hiding behind them when seeing Guel. So again, that's a fun thing. I didn't really notice that. And yeah, this is the comment I was talking about before. Fencing important to Gundam, apparently. And yeah, I feel like this show's been a little bit like, oh, there's something inexplicable. Oh, it's just a Gundam thing. And I'm like, is that the best for something which I think the mission statement is to try to bring in new people? I don't know. And yeah, we see here the difference is I think most of the other callbacks have been pretty seamless and fit into the show, and this one wasn't. There was been no setup for fencing at all. And yeah, it's just a weird one. I don't know. It's fine ultimately. It was just like, sure, whatever, fencing, let's go. I wasn't alone in thinking that Plant Coetta itself was more responsible for Quiet Zero than it was. But again, Prospero was worried about the attack there within by Dawn of Fold during that part of the story, so was it involved in the creation of the Gund node little dudes, or maybe something else that has yet to be revealed? We're gonna see. Oh yeah, and this is a weird one too. I guess bringing this up here means that it isn't shown directly in the show, but Miorine offered a trade to Shadiq, which is one of the dangling threads of the story as it stands right now. We're just guessing that he got his girls in exchange for support or info, which means that probably isn't explained in the show, which is kind of like, what are we doing? But anyway. And yeah, as I said before, the scene with Soletta doing the Gund format permit score stuff, reference to the very start of the show. And yeah, it's pretty remarkable her getting to score 5. And yeah, pretty unaffected overall. Maybe genetic similarities to Eri. Maybe. She's also the protagonist, so she needs to power up, which is fair enough. And yeah, I guess that kind of buoys us off into whatever happens next, which, again, as I said before, I think it's pretty straightforward. We're going to save the day. By the end of episode 23, I reckon we're going to set up like Prospero's powered up somehow, and then it turns into a big old fight, and then we try to scramble a prologue together with all these characters. We'll see how we go. Either way, I should shout out my patrons first and foremost. So there will be a poll on the channel. You get double votes in said poll if you give me money. So yeah, that's in the description below. There also should be a poll out. Next weekend's Easter, so maybe. Maybe I'll have something out because I'm going away and seeing family, but we'll see how we go there. Either way, a big thank you for the Patreon supporters on the channel, starting here with Mickey Babbers, AJ, Banana Rum Hamadama-sama, Bisa, Bobbin, Capella, Chobo Ribby, Copley, Dapper Dwarf, Darky26, Domobot, Ed, Fancy Question Mark, Fleur Nightingale, Fruit, Fusel, Gloriana Tenebrae, Glank, Greybeard, Gus N, Hans Peter, Ika, Yanko Yarvanen, Jacob R, Jummy Boo, Joran, Kasogtha, Kelvin, Clem, Nosta, Cot Begemot, Lick H, Lou, Mistake L Chen, Molly Weinberger, Mr. Maniacs, Nico Lane, Parnik, Pencil Sharp 333, Ragashingo, Ronlad B&K, Saint Lily, Sal, Sam1373, Skeleton, Waifu Overdose, Without a Net, Yuki Ali, Zach, Shinshio Iyoshi, Akumansa, Binshi, Voodoo Chili, Aiden O'Brien, Bin Flu, and the Lazy Panda Man. Thank you to everybody for giving me money. I enjoy the money. And yeah, I've kind of set us up already going into the finale. I think it's going to be pretty straightforward, but we'll see. I guess, yeah, we're going to have Elan, Guel, Shadiq involved in various regards. Guel's doing that stupid fight with his brother. We will see. Either way, we're jumping in here to episode 23 of Mobile Suit Gundam, The Witch from Mercury, right now. Rightio, I have episode 11 up there ready to go. It's weird because episode 11 comes after 12 in my order in the download, which is scaring me. Hopefully this is in episode 12. You're not going to be seeing this is episode 12, but scary. Anyway, 23 minutes and 52 seconds. I forget if I said that. Picture in the description below for your viewing pleasure and the Judas file set. Let's give this thing a 3, 2, 1. Radio? 3, 2, 1. Go. I do remember being here, so I think we're fine. Ariel versus Caliban. Very cool. You get him, Soletta. I think we had this soundtrack last time as well. Fantastic stuff. But she's gonna fucking kill everybody. Shut up. Yeah, like I did previously. Huh. Oh yeah, this, right. I was like, who are these dorks? It's just so clear to see who's wrong. It reads almost a little incel-y. Like, blame the woman. It's like, but she didn't... But he's the one that... Alright, let's go Choo Choo. Oh, I hate getting an itchy face. Oh. Terrible timing. Oh yeah, this is what we were talking about last week as well. Come on, Choo Choo. Lock in. Martin's a little bitch. He's funny, though. Yeah, it's sick. Sick. No credits? No? Okay, there we go. I was wondering that. The early title card, too. Yeah. I was a bit confused there for a second. I thought we were carrying a giant fucking payload. Like some kind of bomb. We're gonna kill everybody. I'm like, that wasn't part of the plan. That it was carrying people instead. The real ammunition. Yes, Elon, slay. Don't need to tell him to slay. He's already ahead of the curve there. I don't know. I'm hopped up on coffee. I don't know if you've noticed. This is also hella late, so I don't know. Yeah, things have been running late on the channel a lot lately. Hopefully I try to be better about that kind of stuff. I may need to figure out a different plan around how I record things, but we'll see. Oh, yeah, this is different. Yeah, sick. Yeah. That was awesome. Huh. That was really cool. Wonder if I've missed any of those. Like, the differences in the openings. Have we been, like, slotting in different robots based on who's relevant at the time? That could be cool. Yes, indeed. This guy's going crazy. Huh. Well, I mean, yeah, but not for the reasons you think. The planet core. Sup? Oh. Oh. I didn't expect this. Daddy's home. That's crazy. Damn. He fucking corporated his way out of that shit. That's fucking awesome. The most epic CEO I've ever seen. Stop resisting. She just wants to kill a gazillion people in doing so. Yeah. Well, you need to grow a personality. That's sick. Okay, I like the title coming back there. A magician always sounds like somebody with a deck of cards and pulling a rabbit out of a hat rather than a mage. Oh, she's like pouting. This doing anything for you, Mum? How about you? Oh shit, no. Not for a second. Oh, maybe there was a little bit of regret there. Fuck, he has a whinge. I mean, in the plotting department, things have to get worse before they get better, so... Thoughts? Huh. What is speaking? Rainbow resonation? That is making everything shut down? Revolutionary Girl Lieutenant? Huh. Sick. I got a handgun, it's time to shoot people. Holy! Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. Whoever heard that name before? Lagrange. But you have. Yeah, okay. Sounds like a great idea, man. Oh, look at this smug motherfucker. Damn, these fucking snakes, too. Okay, we're gonna fire an interplanetary weapon disguised as something else. That's on the nose. But for sure, yeah, I'm with you. Oh yeah, this guy, I like this guy. Kenanji. I forgot he was here. Prospera's gonna shoot you all in the head. Hopefully Martin first. Bell, maybe? Yeah, I don't like this for Belle. I don't think she's long for this world. Hmm? Oh shit, no! Yeah. I don't believe in you for a second. He's voice acting, though. The voice acting's quite nice. Oh shit! The Ball of Doom. But I... This is a mess. Oh, thrall is a cool word, though. I like that. Cue the flashback. He was adopted? Sick. But that sucks for you now that you fucking killed him. I don't think he's dead, by the way. Oh no, he might be a goner here. Yeah, okay. Really hidden that difference between pride and honor. Oh, hang on. Saved! Let's go. Okay, based. They got me, they got me. That's funny. Alright, that subplot is just... It's something alright. But, I like the ending. I thought that was quite funny. Somebody should have give Elan a gun like 5 episodes ago and the show's done. Ooh, flashbang. Huh. That's kind of crazy. Anyway. Do you think Prospera's gonna shoot me Arena in the head? I hope not. Change the password on you. Prospera123. Try that. Try password. Oh, yeah, it's almost fanatical from you as well. Yeah, tying it into like an almost religious devotion is cool too. Oh yeah, this is hitting. I like this. But it is. Oh, we won? Oh, we're winning. Here she comes. Oh! Yes, Belle. Oh, okay, we're actually making progress. This is sick. Oh, here we go. The code was hidden in the tomato entirely the whole time. Damn, you remember the actual code to it as well? That's crazy. Oh! Hit a shot. Helmet gone. That's why she wears the helmet. Easy. Okay, we won. There's still another episode left, guys. I don't think we won yet. Okay. I'm curious. The sound design's very good. Yeah? Shoot her while you have the chance. What did that guy say? Tomato? I'm nervous. I literally saved her. Get shit on. I don't think... No, we're not taking prisoners. Oh yeah, of course the Giga Laser. How could I have forgotten? Mm-hmm. I mean, these peel dorks have to die soon, right? Hopefully via firing squad or something. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty bad, chat. I'm gonna be real. Mm-hmm. I can't say this is where I thought it would go, huh? This seems like Eri sacrificing herself, no? Damn. Subservient to the end, I guess. And you would imagine that Ariel's been toasted there. Yep. Oh no. Interesting. Again, I didn't think that this is where we were going at all. This is pretty sad. I don't like this. All of my siblings? My little friends? What do we even do now? Okay, sure. Again, goal number one for the plot, we need to kill those fucking peel nerds. They gotta die. But one more episode? And yeah, dealing with Prospera and that loss there. Because again, she staked everything on this. In a lot of ways, it mirrors kind of what happened in the prologue as well, where like the actual Eri technically took on a large strain, technically, to save her mother's life. Metaphorically more than anything else, but that's the same thing happening here. It's like, you know, history repeating itself. And again, obviously that's terrible for a parent. Like, a parent never wants to, you know, see a child do that for them. You know, not even thinking about twice. Yeah, you know. I can sympathize with Prospera. She's still evil, and we don't like that. But could be worse. That's not what I mean. Like, we'll see how we deal with it, I guess. Yeah, you two were funny. And yeah, from there we'll jump straight into the final episode. Why not? Now that's something I was wondering as well, if we were going to do a bit of a longer episode. 25 minutes and 24 seconds on this one, so ever so slightly longer. Either way, same stuff as last time. Let's give this thing a 3, 2, 1. Radio? 3, 2, 1. Go. Also, that connection there is a interesting shape. This reminds me of episode 1 as well, where Soletta saved Miarini out in space. Saved. I'm fine. My sister isn't. Or not? Chat? What is happening? Okay, now Soletta's dead. That's no good. Maybe something Eri was still taking some of the strain? That could be a reason why it's happened literally right this second. So things we must remember about the Space Assembly League as well is that they're Ox-Earth adjacent, right? So again, they just want to destroy Benerit for selfish reasons. Spacey and Earthian, something, something, something. So, like, they don't care about any of this other shit. Like, they see an opportunity. But again, they're a regulatory body, I thought, as well. It's a hard one to figure out, apparently. I don't know. Is that different again? No, I feel like that's similar. So now we get into structural things. Obviously, we need to win on some level. I don't know what that looks like, but then I think we're going to need at least a good 5 minutes for epilogue stuff. We'll see. We'll see how we pace it out. It has been an ongoing issue. She looks like she's sunburnt. Oh, okay. Okay, so it wasn't anything specific. It was just at this point she ran out of juice. Ooh. How much time? Okay. Again, control the controllables. He's so pathetic. This guy's acting too smug. He needs to be humbled. Okay. Oh! No, I need that. Oh. No one cares. Sure. Whatever, man. Get out of my sight. The metaphor there is nice. The symbol of Miorine. Letting go of that grudge. Look at all these dorks. No, they deserve to die. Murder them all. Huh. It's like everything in the show. It has one purpose, but that purpose ends up being military every single time. Very, very early mid-card. I was like, no, we're not there in the episode yet. Everybody's here. How cool. What the hell are you talking about, man? It's almost like a surgery table or something. Okay. But what have you been using for that? I guess it's just something to do with Quiet Zero. Yeah, I know you're willing to give up anything. No, I'm not doing that shit anymore. Everyone's having a sacrifice off. I won't sacrifice for you because you will die. Is she gonna nuke it? Not with all the people inside. What is she doing? Guess she's locking in. Huh? Elon? Elon number 4? I did not expect to see Elon number 4 back. Yeah, Elon number 5 is like, what the fuck? Okay. Kinda. This is a transhumanist nightmare. I forgot that they ended on such good terms, I guess. Before you got burnt to a crisp. Alright. Space Fairy activate. Alright, bet. Okay, the one eye is sick. Okay. Thoughts? Thanks. Huh. Utena? Okay, the soundtrack's fucking cool here too. Okay, alright. Let's go. Yeah, you fucking robot nerds are loving this shit. Oh, the rainbow's sick too. Kill the kill vibes. The power of homosexuality has finally awakened. Nah. Shoot me in the head then, bitch. Too hard. Huh. Oh. Yeah, bet. Okay. There we go. That's why Shadiq was like, hell yeah. Okay, that's a nice conclusion there. Guy just snapped a thumb drive. Sucked in. No power left. Elon's playing games on his phone. He doesn't give a fuck. What, did he get a job at McDonald's? What's happening? Not for much longer. I got halfway. I will take on the laser myself. This is kind of hidden. I like this. On the vocals, too. Damn, homosexuality really did win. Oh! Why? Well, I know why, but... It's a giant coffin, by the way. Oh, shit! Yeah, okay. Yeah, bet. Oh, yeah, I remember you two. They got shot in the fucking head. There was always room for redemption. Unfortunately. Mm-hmm. I liked that a lot. This soundtrack again, too. Must have been the 4th or 5th time I've shouted it out. It's quite good. Okay, bye. It just disintegrated. Hopefully not with everybody inside. That was an appropriately magical ending. Particularly witch-like. Oh, it's like the episode 1 again. Who's gonna save you? Why is it resonating? Of course. Episode 1. Yeah, I don't know what Soletta did, but there's probably some amount of strain on her. Let's be real. Unless... Yeah, I didn't think so. You didn't get me that time. You got me with them side characters, but there's no way we're letting you die. I was fucking knocked out, man. Come on. That's all very sweet. 3 years later, time skip. Haircut? Ew, Martin. She's on the job site. Oh, that animation was great. Ellen? Yeah, dude. I love this Shaddiq stuff. I think it's very smart. Sister-in-law? What are you trying to say? What are you trying to imply? Oh, oh yeah, look at the legs. Okay, well that's happy. I like that. And obviously themes of the show. Huh? Secretary? They're still raking him over the coals, even now. Some things never change. Love that shot. Yeah. But I'm trying to remedy things. That's what it's about. That's great. Everyone got crazy lesbian haircuts. Yeah, I expected that as well. Oh, okay, so you definitely had some adverse effects there. Yeah, should we address the Eri thing? Oh, yeah, bet. Oh, you can even see the on her skin. Oh, I love the sunset here too. Colors are great. course you are. Hand-holding? In this economy? Oh yeah, play that opening again one more time. Is that it? Tell you what, that was an efficient... May all blessings find their way to you. I'm wishing... Very efficient epilogue. I don't have many notes about that epilogue. It was quick, but I think they accomplished basically everything they needed to accomplish. So I don't hate that. Yeah, I didn't hate that epilogue, which I thought we were running out of pacing time around here somewhere. Yeah, a lot happened. Tell you what, it elevated. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be from walking into this 2-episode session today. For better and for worse. There's some really smart decisions there, though. There's some smart stuff. Obviously, again, it's got that problem with the whole second half, really, where it's too quick. Sans the epilogue, like I talked about, but it was entertaining. I appreciated my time here. Wasn't too frustrating like previous sessions have been. And going for a little bit more of a magical ending, we're playing fast and loose with a bit of the sci-fi, I think is thematically correct. Like, I liked that. The Space Assembly League giant laser comes out of nowhere, though. Oh, yeah, I mean, I know that. Okay, thanks, Mog. And yeah, I'll return a little bit later for a little bit of analysis on those 2 episodes, but yeah, I enjoyed my time. It was quite good here today. And we're back. I just got back from a big Sunday walk and kind of thought about the show in totality, as well as how I feel about these 2 episodes. Mostly, I'm pretty positive. I think what I came out of it most of all is that I think the ideas are there. And I think for a lot of things in the second half of the season, I'm like, yep, that's a take. That's something, right? You could extrapolate that out, if given more time, into something actually quite resonant. And you'll see sparks and kind of splinters of it come through in the version that we got here and now. Just momentary scenes and ideas that, again, I think are really, really strong. And you could have the perspective of a missed opportunity, right? Because if these things are good, right, then they're worth the time investing in making them as good as possible, right? You could come in here like it could be so much better if XYZ happened, if they had 10 more episodes or whatever I keep saying. But I think personally, I'm looking on the bright side. I'm like, at least the things were there. The pieces were there for something really, really good. And even if we just ended up with mildly good because of how it was placed, then I think that's okay. With this finale, I think we got pretty much what I expected. We ended where I would have expected, right? With, you know, a sympathetic ending for Prospera, a generally happy kind of epilogue-y thing. No major character deaths, really. Kind of none at all, really, now that I think about it. And yeah, a peaceful solution bringing together the prosthetic and military sides of the story, trying to make good on the sins of the past, taking all those themes forward. All the stuff that I thought was there. The wrinkle that I didn't think was going to be there was the fucking giant space laser from the Space Assembly League, leading to a situation by which Ariel was out of commission for a long time. We also won earlier than I thought we would. It's a little bit disappointing to me that the final confrontation, at least violently, with Prospera was really just a gunfight in a hallway. I thought that we could have expanded that out a little bit more. I don't know how. Maybe you power Prospera up somehow, have another robot in the mix, have her pilot something, I don't know. But it felt a little bit anticlimactic from an action perspective. I do like what they did with her emotional climax with Soletta. I think that's a strong scene. But I've actually got a hard time limit here today. I need to be out of here at like 12:30 because I've got a lunch. So, and it's 11:30 now, so we better get a wriggle on and rewatch this sucker. But needless to say, we'll go through it. I'm positive and negative on this 2-episode chunk. But overall, leaning towards positive, I would say. Now, I could make the same argument I made last week about kind of the start of this episode being very similar to the end of the previous one. Like, we start here with an elaborate action sequence within kind of Quiet Zero's big old bubble, where, you know, we're seeing Soletta use Permit for the first time. She's kind of really feeling it, but she's doing quite well as well. Point being, that's very similar to kind of starting episode 22 with the end of episode 21, Space Assembly Battle. It's kind of the same thing. But here I see the vision, right? Because I've had a week off. This now feels fresh and it's a nice reminder. So again, I'm a little bit less harsh on last week's one now. The story arc of Eri during this 2-episode chunk is one to watch, especially in this episode, because we don't really convince her. We convince some part of her. There's a little bit of pushback here and there, I think from the, Ariel herself rather than the construct of Eri, before Eri kind of sacrifices herself, and Ariel in the process, by saving us from the laser, right? So it's we don't get that closure there, but we'll reassess it after episode 24. We'll see where we come full circle on that character. A lot of stuff going on sacrifice-wise and reflecting and whatnot that I think is quite good. And obviously this is an important moment for Soletta. Soletta is literally fighting like her clone, or the original, I guess, because she's the clone, right? This kind of original hasn't made the same discovery that Soletta has made in the process of the show, right? Of learning to go out on her own and learn about what's important to her and her own set of internal logic and ethics and whatnot, instead of just relying on Mum, which is what you're doing, right? I don't care what happens in the process of this happening. I am just a tool in her game, because again, ultimately she wants the best for me and I trust that. Soletta's outgrown this, you haven't. The external conflict here between these two parties is also the internal conflict that's existed for Soletta through the whole show. That's nice. That's really, really good, actually. I love that. Now, for something I don't like is this whole louder business. I'll keep it brief on this whole thing. The setup is contrived. If these two just sat down and had a conversation, I'm sure they could figure this kind of stuff out. It does fit character-wise, because Lauda has always been a little bit, quick to anger, and doesn't really think things through. There's a reason why the company kind of fails under his guardianship, or at least falters somewhat. He's just not a big thinker. But I think ultimately for this to hit a lot more, I need a stronger connection between these two characters. I need a focus Guel Lauda episode for this to, be a big part of our finale. It's not really anything. And yeah, the aforementioned setup is contrived, as well as I don't like Lauda's motivation being as blunt as it is. Like, it's just like, it's all Miorine, it's that stupid girl. It's just, again, as I said in the reaction, comes across a little incel-y. Doesn't really make me want to root for you as a character. Makes you seem really kind of dumb. The one kind of silver lining of this whole element of the story, I think, is the Guel stuff, like his pride and all that kind of stuff coming full circle. I think they do well by Guel, and even Felsi coming through in the very end. He wanted kind of a heroic, honorable self-sacrifice, but we're not going to allow him to do that. Also, I'm circling the wrong person, I think, too. Am I? No, this is Guel. This is Anyway, I'm stupid. Point being, there's some good stuff. There's a nugget, but the rest is pretty lame. So that battle between Guel and Lauda is making, I guess, the ascent over to Quiet Zero itself a little bit too dangerous. So, hey, let's go off by ourselves. We'll just carry the pot of the people. They act very quickly. Choo-Choo just kind of brings them along. And then, of course, we have that thing we explained last week, where Choo-Choo needs to do a lot of this manually, rather than relying on Permit itself to get through and not be controlled by the big old ball of everything. And again, this is very important. This is like all the important characters that are going to impact actual Quiet Zero stuff in this little thing. So this is, it's important. We need to wave away a way to get the characters over there. I think ascribing this to Choo-Choo and her big moment is a good way to do that. We could probably start to talk big picture about the keychain metaphor and how ugly they are. But anyway, that's not part of the metaphor. So what does it symbolize? It symbolizes the relationship between Miorine and Soletta, right? Fair enough. Let's break that down. Let's say more or less love and care and, wanting the best for somebody else. Putting Eri into this by the very end of the show is one of the moves I really love. It's so rich metaphorically, I think. Moving that kind of construct of Eri out of the machine made for war, the Gundam, right? Out of the thing with the guns and the lasers and stuff, and directly putting it into the thing that represents union and strength. And it's on Miorine's bag now, and she's going through and doing this whole peace and love campaign by the very end. Brilliant, 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 brilliant. It shows a deep understanding of what the show wants to get out of its message, right? Which is very anti-war and very much elevating and, science for the future and science to help and medical technology and all that other kind of stuff. I think it gets that across quite well, as well as the general theme of redemption that also comes through with many characters. Many characters need redeeming in this last little section. Just it's great. It's fantastic. And we're using our sci-fi premise to do it. I just wanted to shout that out here and now. Yeah, as I said with the Guel stuff as well, we can kind of tie the not telling louder about dad stuff into that. I wanted to take this burden on all on my own. I didn't want to spread it with anybody, and now that's led to a liar revealed story. So again, these kind of honorable, take it all on my shoulders, don't let anybody help me, blah, 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 very masculine energy, very Utena type feelings, right, aren't the way to go, right? Rely on each other, have a network of people that you can bounce ideas off of, don't take it all on yourself. And yeah, we really judge Guel for this later when he tries to do the self-sacrifice thing. Like, it's that same thing. He's falling for the same trappings, and I love that Felsi kind of pulls him out of it. And again, very on the nose there, instead of calling it, honor or anything, it's the sin of arrogance, right? And pride is a sin as well. It all kind of ties in. Next up here we have Delling back from the brink. So this is really smart. This is how you redeem Delling using his own skill set. Again, we've gone a long way with that kind of stuff as well. His pride in kind of Miorine. He's just a big old tsundere dad. Again, he can be redeemed for the whole killing Vanitas thing. We're redeeming everybody today, apparently. But I like how we use his skill as a CEO, as a fucking, piece of shit, to figure out, like, the legal way that we can, get around this thing and circumvent it. Also love the strain he puts in his body in doing so, that kind of sigh of relief as the call ends. He needs to project strength in one way, even if it's not what he's feeling. It's quite honourable, I like it. I kind of went into this already, but it's very on the nose in the dialogue. Again, Eri not considering anything, really, any of the ethical ramifications of what she's doing, what she's complicit in, just saying, it was your fault for standing in our way. I just do what Mom tells me to do. Again, it's what Soletta was like early in the show. Which again makes a lot of Miorine's sacrifices to ultimately set her free, which is kind of what the latter portions of the show are about for Soletta, and growing that personality of her own, and again, finding out that Mom's not doing great stuff all the time. It kind of makes that all worth it, in my opinion. Yeah, again, the internal conflict made external. It's quite nice. I do like this point in the conversation where it's like, well, just forget about us. Why do you even continue to care? Well, one, you guys are doing bad shit, and I care about people first and foremost, and saving them. If I have the ability to do so, I will go and do it. But more importantly than them, I care about you guys, right? I want the best for you. I want you people to be good people, because you're my people, Mum and Eri. Tie that into a lot of the early Soletta stuff with Cradle Planet and chilling with Ariel and stuff. That's like my oldest friend, basically. My sibling, right? I don't want to just discard you. I don't want to just throw it all away. Mum's been my day one. Since day one. That's fucking Mum. I'm not going to just throw her out. I can't. And I know Mum ultimately thinks that's what's best for me, but it's not. I want to be with you guys. And again, proclaiming that, protagonisting out, and declaring what you want is part of the journey here for Soletta in a very cool way. Yeah, we're going to talk about the rainbow resonation and what that whole thing is, because again, it looks like Eri is about to take out Soletta here, and then kind of the thing resonates. I don't know if it's Quiet Zero or Ariel itself or some portion of the whole fucking thing we have going on didn't like it. They didn't like wanting to kill Soletta. I guess you could project and say that this is the conscience, this is the emotions given form, I guess. And again, this whole conceit comes back in the next episode where we just go full on rainbow. And I like that stuff. That's just, it's fantastic. But I'm just... I guess this comes to my overall point as well. I don't really care about the sci-fi of all of this because we've set up this kind of mage idea. We've set up this kind of magic is real type shit, We don't need to explain everything away with complicated whatnot. And I know you can, but I don't really vibe with that anyway. It's just whatever. It seems like Eri was aware of whatever it was anyway, because then she turned towards the sky, looked towards Quiet Zero and said, why? Why now? Again, it's like this internal conflict within the consciousness, right, for Eri. and like you're turning to that portion of yourself, and you're like, why'd you do that way? It's like, because I felt like it, right? Because there was actually a connection there with Soletta. I'm not just going to murder my sister. And then Prospera gets a gun and she's going to go kill people. One thing I wanted to watch for is, like, has she been moving her legs? Has old mate just been carrying her around, or what's going on? Yeah, I guess in anti-gravity it doesn't really matter as much. Okay, should we talk about the giant space laser? I don't mind it. It's the story they're telling. It's just a little bit 11th hour. And when I say 11th hour, I mean 11:59. It's very late in the piece to be introducing something like this. But it attaches to the themes nicely. We thought it was a, power station. Thought it was something else, but it was actually a weapon the entire time. Where have we seen that before? The entire show. That's kind of the folly of Oxearth within itself as well, which is kind of sneaky deep. I like the shape as well. It's like almost like a flower. There's some, yeah. It's you can kind of see what I'm talking about there. I think like this kind of earthian nature thing, given this kind of sci-fi paint over the top. And again, in the plot department, Space Assembly League are purposely ignoring what Delling said. They're like, fuck that shit. We didn't get anything like that. We didn't get any communication, even though they did. We're just going to kill him, use this as an opportunity to take out and cripple Bennett Group, and then we're going to let Peel come in over the top now that they've sold him out and take over the group, whatever remains, basically. So they've crippled their biggest Spacian rival, well, the Spacians in general, and again, Peel benefit in the process. They've made their play. Back in Quiet Zero itself, we have the adults taking control of the situation, Kananji handing a pistol to Bell, saying, hey, I can't hand this to a student. I know that you haven't used a gun before, but the responsibility lands with you to stand up for something and, redeem yourself. There's that word again. At this point, I was sure that Belle was going to die, but she didn't. I guess she, live and let live, I guess. The show's very much got that policy. Don't die in noble self-sacrifice. Live to redeem yourself and live to make things better. And it's something that I think, I agree with that. I think that's a nice warm fuzzy for the kind of show to be getting across. I like it. Oh, another thing I like with the louder stuff, which is kind of few and far between. I like this kind of pissy younger brother energy he gets once he realizes how powerful this Gundam is, right? He doesn't know that it's in the process of killing him in doing so, but he's power tripping. He's been second best his entire life, second best to his brother, second best to Miorine, second best to everybody at school. He's been kind of shit on for not being as smart as everybody as well. Fucking Shadiq shit on him. Like, lots of stuff. He's got an inferiority complex. So him finally given some power is, it's intoxicating for him. Which again makes the kind of Guel hug situation, hug it out as bros, pretty strong for an ending there. That's something. I don't mind that as much. Just the entire premise behind the fight is kind of shit, but that's something. Yeah, it's like Lauda and Guel here are just having a fucking masculinity toxic edition off. They're just seeing who could be the biggest fucking douche in all of it. And Guel loses, thankfully, by turning off his sword and going in for the hug instead. Again, willing to sacrifice his own life so Lauda doesn't take his own in the process of upping the permit score and using the Gundam. That's something. But we don't let people noble self-sacrifice over here. Instead, Felsy's going to come in and save the day. This is very brief, but it's good. It's same thing. Like, I would love this to be a bigger focus. Because I like this stuff. I like that fucking brotherly love. I just wish there was more space to let it breathe. But again, that's been the whole show, really. Or the second half. Again, also working for Guel is the reflections between this and the battle that he had with his own father. Going for a different tact instead of striking, right? Going in for the hug instead. Now again, back in the day, he didn't know who was in the machine. But the point is he attacked anyway. He just attacked, he didn't wait to, listen and understand and whatnot. And now this time he's listening and understanding. It's growth. It's good. I like it. It also gave Felsey something to do at the very end, who I thought otherwise was a funny character with not a lot of plot relevance. So that's fine. You're using your big cast in your final battle. Like, everybody has something to do. Back in Quiet Zero, gunfight erupting. We're going to take Miorine or Belle's going to take Miorine over to the frickin' thing, over to the core. We're going to hack for a bit. Elan's going to come along too. Even Elan throwing some shade there, which is fun. Let me handle this, Kananji. No one will die this time. He's still a bit salty about the whole Nerea thing. That's kind of fun. He's still a bit of a cunt. That's why I like Elan. He's you know, spunky. Prospera find Miorine and the gang trying to do the password thing. Apparently she's changed the password to God knows what. I think by the end of it, we use a backdoor that Nutret put in the system because it's Nutret and she made the thing. She was very involved in Quiet Zero. I do like this little rebuttal that Miorine has for Prospera, right? Because they've been butting heads the whole show about Soletta, right? Again, even here and now, Prospera keeps going on about Eri and Eri and Eri. It's like, don't you care about your other daughter? It's like, yeah, but she has friends. I haven't manifested this first daughter yet. It's like, think about your second daughter. She's out there piloting this thing that's actively hurting her, much like that Lauda Guel situation, and you're doing nothing about it? That makes you a shit mum. I don't know. And yeah, we don't really rebut that. Kind of Prospera just says, that's none of your business. It's like, well, have a bit of a think about it a little bit more. Love this moment for Belle. Kind of wish she died, but anyway, it's fine. Again, they're just kind of peeking over the corner. It's this really important, vital moment, and she stands up for something. She stands up for something she believes in. She shoots at Prospera, who's been basically manipulating her in every scene in the show. Like, there's a lot to this, you know? Growth over time. Wish it had more space to breathe, but growth, it's there. So yeah, this is where the tomato code comes in. Sure. Do what you want there, I guess. I just think it's funny. And yeah, I don't know, we shut down Quiet Zero. It's pretty epic like that. Yeah, everyone does their little part. I think this whole kind of like big old sci-fi final mission kind of Mass Effect 2 type shit, it's pretty good. Like, just involve everybody in their own unique way. It's pretty good. I liked it. Even Elan shooting her in the head. Shoutouts to Elan, man. Miorine gets the last laugh here with the whole flip on the move forward, gain 2 thing. Hey, move forward and gain your 2 daughters, right? I'll let you walk from this. We're going to be family after all. Hardy, hardy, ha. Yeah, and then Delling gets back on the blower to these guys and says, well, see, we shut it down. All things good, right? And then Space Assembly League basically says, in plain terms, nah, fuck y'all, let's murder you. You've had it too good for too long. You've grown far too big. It's time for you to go. And yeah, I mean, you guys saw the episode. Eri activates whatever she can activate by herself, turns it on in this time of need, and blocks the laser from destroying everything, right? Protecting mostly her mother in the process. From a Prospera perspective, this is kind of her just desserts, right? This is the end result of having your daughters be things that you know, can control and would do anything for you, right? It means that they're going to sacrifice themselves for you, even if you don't want them to. Again, having both your lackey and the goal of everything being the same person is rearing its ugly head here for Prospera. And now, again, I was sure here is where Eri would die. Here. Nope. She continues to exist. Again, always that room for redemption, man. Always another tomorrow. It's never the end, right? And I like that for the show. I really do. Yeah. It's making me feel. I think maybe this one last smile to Soletta as well is something that sealed it. It's just kind of like, yep. Like, oh, I do love you after all. Because again, I'm sacrificing myself for you as well, Soletta, right? Like, and I know you would do the same because you're doing the whole Gundam thing right now. You wanted to save us in the same way that I'm saving you right now. We're all very similar. I know that we're clones, but, you know, I like this. And again, probably adds to that moment where we save her in the, or through the most of the next episode, right? Also love the scale of it. We've kind of gone from this kind of school setting and exploded out to big old large-scale space battles with, you know, thousands of lives at stake. That's good stuff. Over 24 episodes, you'd like to elevate at least something like that. Straight into the next episodes, and a couple things happen in quick succession. One, we learned that the Space Assembly League is preparing another strike. It's just on a cooldown, basically. They're sending in more mobile suits in the meantime as we speak. Soletta goes in and tries to save Eri, but kind of struggles in that process with her own shit going on, as we can see now the kind of curse of the Gundam, all the data storm stuff taking its effect. You can't be at level 5 for as long as... There is a limit to this shit. You can't just, outlove your way through it. There is consequences, And yeah, the consequences are threefold for that kind of main trio of the show in Eri, Soletta, and Prospera, right? Each of which has long-lasting effects on their body from the data storm and from what they're trying to do here and now. Ares have existed from a long way out, but she lost Ariel in that process too, I guess. You've lost part of your ability to move of your body. It comes back eventually, though, through some medical technology and therapy, and we learn later in this scene that Prospera's lost control of her legs. She's like a, is it paraplegic or quadriplegic? I forget. Yeah. There's huge lasting medical ramifications for the things that we're doing. Now, this may seem like a throwaway scene, but I love it. I love it, love it, love it. This is one of the moments of the 2 episodes. This shows that the writers genuinely understood what Soletta was trying to do post-School Attack, and how she grew as a character from there, and how kindness begets more kindness, and we need role models in times like this. And yeah, it's lovely, right? And it's that same thing that I've talked about, control the controllables. Now, I forget your name, darling, which is, I'm sorry, but you're not one of the main players. You can't do much, right? And that's fine. You care for the animals. I know that's your kind of shtick. But what you can do is make some tea. And the little things count. It's a little act of kindness. It's something, And it shows that everybody can do something to help each other. Isn't that lovely? I love that. I love it, love it, love it. It's, one of the moments of the 2 episodes, for sure. Really underrated one. Back on Quiet Zero itself, however, we have Kananji and the rest of the gang being taken hostages, which gives Prospera the upper hand in this situation once again. Like, hey, you may have shut this thing down here and now, but, they've wrestled back control. Now we just need Eri again, as normal. Soletta will bring her here. We know that. Yeah, great stuff. I talked about this one in the reaction as well. As much as I don't like the whole louder thing, him kind of releasing that representation of Miorine in that process, releasing that grudge that he has with her, that's a nice touch, right? It's quick, it's efficient, do you guys have like name brand, like store stuff, you know what I mean? Like, oh, it's the fucking Woolies brand X, or it's the Coles brand X. It's the supermarket brand. It's not the name brand, It's kind of like that version of a conclusion to a story. It's no frills, but it gets the job done. Shoutouts to this one chick in the Space Assembly League. She's kind of low-key goated. Yeah, basically, there could be a large-scale conflict here because we've sent all the mobile suits, that being the Space Assembly League. But we choose not to. There was no order to engage them. There's just an order to send them out. And I'm going to use that technicality against the Space Assembly League, in that process kind of undermining Peel as well. It's great, fantastic, love you. Yeah, job doer, love it. Now that we're at the, again, 11th hour of the show, it's time to reflect on the whole Soletta arc overall. And how you would instantly make it better is to give it more space. Oh shit, this would hit crazy if, Soletta went through a stronger search of kind of self-discovery and had more time to, really hit that rock bottom, then rise back up. This is the moment of defiance. This is it. This is Darth Vader throwing fucking Palpatine into the ditch. That's how this shit should be hitting, and it just ain't. And that's fine. Again, the bones are there for something really strong here, but you're just really going to make it hit with that investment earlier in the story. I guess I should set up, Soletta's brought Eri here, or Ariel, whatever you want to say, which is exactly what Prospera wanted. Prospera urging Soletta to attach her back to Quiet Zero so we can re-engage the plan. This is the moment of defiance, however. This is, again, remember that line from Miorine and Soletta talking in the fucking greenhouse? And it's like, yeah, I would do anything she said. I would die for her. I would kill for her. I would do all this kind of stuff. This is that reversed. This is that moment, baby. It's interesting that Prospera reveals the information about her kind of medical condition here at this time. It's almost like she's trying to garner sympathy from Suletta here at this time. Oh, Mum's a cripple, so I might as well do what she says. So it doesn't really work that way. I do like this positioning. It's almost like a white hand of Saruman type situation or something. Really gives it that kind of wizard's edge. Again, with the whole kind of witch conceit. It's also a nice reveal for the helmet. The helmet's been hiding something this entire time, which is cool. Again, it also hides her eyes. It hides that true human intention behind everything. She's always been working in the shadows. It's a good character design, I think. I wonder if the equivalent character in that Shakespeare play has a helmet as well. I would not be surprised. And yeah, also some nice full circle stuff about that motto, Mum's motto, finally disobeying it, not moving forward. Kind of, it's not all about what you think it's about. You know, move forward, gain nothing. That's the one I really like. Now, this is when we go off the rails. Suletta kind of comes in and says, fuck it. I'm going to take this all on myself. I don't want to lose you, Mom. I don't want to lose Eri. We're just going to explain it away as witch shit, I guess. She connects, and then we just start talking to dead people. And a lot of dead people just keep showing up. I don't know. I liked it. I can't explain it. I guess that's where I sit on it all. The first one we see here being Elan number 4 is an interesting one. Just, I didn't think he had that much significance to Suletta, but I guess he did, I guess. Yeah, sure, fine. It's kind of that image of, you know that lady, what the hell, Shaw? It's kind of like that for this ending. I'm like, yeah, go for it. That's fine. Yeah. You do you, buddy. Because the other thing is I'm trying to find a connective tissue between LR number 5, Eri, and the other people that are revived for a short time. Like, what's the connection there? We say something here about I'm like Eri or something. I don't know. We're gonna park it. We're gonna park it. I guess this is the other part. Like, Suletta didn't disregard those relationships with, you know, her sister and her mother after what they did to her. They essentially abandoned her. No, I don't want to let go of that. I still value this. Even though I have all this other stuff, even though I was free, quote unquote, I still didn't want that. I wanted you guys. And I think that's lovely too. I like that. And again, like, it's good. It's good. I don't know. And you seem to appreciate it too, which is half the battle. And yeah, then we go kind of full trigger Gainax in a cool way. There's like a, you know, big old power up. We go like, it's Super Saiyan-esque as well. It's just, that's what we like about anime, even if it's inexplicable. It's just fucking hype. And I got hype. It's cool. Yeah, all the rainbowness of it all. I name-checked Kill the Kill in the moment as well. It's just lovely. Oh yeah, I forgot about this too. Miorine's great here. She realizes the motives of everybody, and she realizes that she's the one in power, and she could just fucking strip everything of all it's worth. It's fantastic. Love it. No one gives a fuck about Bennett Group anymore now that it has no assets. Now that it's not a threat. Now they won't want to attack us anymore. All that kind of stuff. It also fucks over Peel, specifically, which we love. Just, yeah, no more greed. No more nothing. Just let them all have it. And we're also using kind of the magic of kind of the whole Suletta aerial situation to project this to everybody. That's some Chef Kiss stuff. That's very nice. And yeah, so that's what we were talking about with Shadiq as well. And that's why Shadiq was so happy with helping us and giving us info and all that other kind of stuff. I think it's really good for Shadiq as a character. I love this turn. Because again, ultimately, what does he want? He wants, you know, Earth to succeed and thrive and be on that same level. All that stuff, right? And he is willing and able to sacrifice everything to do so. And he gets his wish, you know, by the hands of Miorine. And it's ironic, right, that she was the one that was able to do it and not me in the end. I guess she ultimately is just better. Yeah, still keeping that crush, I think, a little bit too. Yeah, lovely. I love this for Shadiq. Just, yeah, I'm willing to do anything if it gets me my goal, my objective. And yeah, Dawn of Fold one too, which is interesting. Anyway, park that. Here's a character that got the raw end of the stick. Original Elan. He put in a resume to McDonald's and he went on his way, I guess. He never seemed all that invested in any of this group stuff. I don't know. He just wanted to do his own thing. And anyway, these four get BTFO'd, which we like. Oh yeah, I should have mentioned before. Now that the motive's gone, but not the original motive, not that Ox-Earth motive, right? That's why Space Assembly League still fire the fucking laser. And this time, Soletta stands in the way. She, like, controls all these little dudes as well, which is cool. Again, it feels like the whole show coming together to produce this one epic moment. And yeah, they didn't block the laser. They blocked the laser from stopping it from even firing, I guess. She also exceeded score 8, which is something... I don't know why you guys can just be... I guess it's people... Is it people that died doing this shit? Because, nah, but Ellen got incinerated, and half those dudes at fucking Vanidus didn't die doing this shit either. I don't know. I don't know what connects the people that are able to be seen during this time. Let's call it magic. I do like this scene where Prospera gets her little redemption as well, gets to meet with all these people who she is allegedly doing this for, as well as her own daughter. Just all very lovely. And again, I think it would be tempting at this time for Prospera to want to join all those people, right? I've lost everything, my plan's a failure, I'm a criminal, blah, 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 blah. I like that it's her two daughters that kind of pull her from that brink as well. Oh, another favorite moment of this 2-episode chunk is this helmet break, right? So, Okasan from Eri, the turn here, and like instantly that whole veneer that I've put up, that whole new persona that I've built as kind of Prospera, right? Shatters, right? The thing that initially mattered the entire time is back within my grasp, and this deep kind of momentary emotional confession between the two. Now, I hope that Prospera on some level gets to talk to that fucking keychain. Like Miarita didn't just keep it herself. Oh, yeah, I hope so. Yeah, touching moment. I really liked it in the reaction, as you could probably tell. I guess there's something large scale as well, like this big fucking fuck off coffin thing that Nutret made, and then you know, we saw her in a coffin during the show as well, which is a nice touch. Like that being the catalyst for this other part of the story in Soletta, Eri, Prospera, kind of coming together and reconciling and meeting this one last time. Kind of that mother's love being projected onto another mother-daughter relationship. Soundtrack doing the heavy lifting here. Love the witchness of it all. I think that's very nice too. Yeah, I'm hot on this. Again, it's the same fucking problem. I just wish that we built up to it better, right? This is this is hitting good. But it could hit great, right? But again, ultimately, I'm still happy that the good is there. Yeah, and kind of everything starts to disintegrate, robots and all. And I think what we explained, there is a moment where Soletta has her arm out and is shouting something. I think that's the moment that she kind of puts Eri into the keychain, I think. Because then we see it resonating there, right? And it's also working as a signal to come and save her. Kind of Titanic style, which I like. And again, I mentioned this in the reaction itself. This is obviously reflecting the first episode when Miarine is floating in space and is saved by Soletta. We're kind of Uno reversing it. It's nice. Little rainbow kind of shimmer there too is a nice touch on that. Love that. Love that. And I will say they did not get me for a second with this. I did not think that Soletta was dead. I just did not. They got me with another couple of things this 2-episode chunk, but not this one. Great animation on the faces though. Love the use of silence as well. Kind of after the kind of... If you saw the wavelength of this episode, over here it's fucking high. Over here it gets a bit lower with the nice kind of piano soundtrack we had just before. And then it's just dead silence. I think that's a great touch. Quiet zero indeed. And yeah, from there it's straight into epilogue. And I said during the reaction, I agree with myself. This thing is fucking efficient. For as much shit as we need to pay off on, as quickly as we do, like... They do a good job, I think. Again, I would love this to be a full episode. I'd love this to be episode 40 of a 40-episode run for this story. But it's not, and we're going to take what we're given, damn it. Now, everyone just has lesbian haircuts. I'm sorry, I had to say it, but they do. Does that speak to something greater? Maybe. It's their prerogative, I guess, and we'll never know because there's no more story. But, you know... I don't think you're hiding it very well, is my point. Except for Martin. Fuck Martin. We hate that guy. He's got the most lesbian haircut of them all. The outfits are slay, though. I like everyone's gear. That's cool. Yeah, point being, Nika got out of prison? She was in prison, no? And then she passed the test, and then she's going to work and go to school at the same time. Fair enough. Sure. What was she in prison for? I guess she was an accomplice to terrorism. Same reason Shadiq and the gang are in prison, I guess. Ryoji and Choo-Choo working together. Choo-Choo's personality hasn't improved at all, which is great. Great faces here. Look at all that stuff. Brilliant. Elan number 5, looking for the location, that fucking your name-ass lake that Nerea drew in a picture. You know, he's on his own little quest to find that place. I think that may have been Nerea's last words, something akin to that, so sure. Hey, he's seen the beauty of Earth. And living his own life. That's half the battle, I guess. That's the other reveal as well. I don't know if I made that very clear. Shadiq's taking the fall for all of it, including Quiet Zero, right? Everything. Because again, he got what he wanted. So that's why he's still in prison, you know? But he got what he wanted, you know? Noble self-sacrifice is okay sometimes, actually, I guess. And then very quickly here we have Miorine having a conversation with her keychains, which we learn is Eri through this line, I wish you'd listen to your sister-in-law's advice. Again, kind of chastising her for how that meeting with Shadiq went. Yeah, kind of funny. Lauda gets some nice stuff too. He gets to, you know, be with Petra, which is something. She's got prosthetics now, which is themes of the show. So what's happening with Elan? So Guel's still running Jaturk, fair enough. I think he's raking people over the coals, I think, where he fixed the school and gave everybody jobs. And he's also working with Cecilia, so based. I don't know, original Elan won in, yeah. He won. Like this shot too, it kind of brings back the whole Quinn Harbor thing. It's nice to see the progress, that connection between space and Earth literally generated as well. Shadiq's girls are out. I guess he acquitted them of everything as well. Shadiq just said, I manipulated them or something. I don't know, man. Again, themes of the show. We're not going to, you know, try to get revenge or anything. We're going to try to make good on the mistakes we've made. Redemption. This is Miorine's trying to redeem herself for what she did in Quinn Harbor, even though it wasn't her fault. And it's a long and arduous journey, but it's something that needs doing. Oh yeah, it seems like Delling's kind of in on it as well, along with Sarius. Okay, yeah, bet. There's also this shot here. I would imagine that this is Belle and... oh, at the grave of Feng Jun or whatever. Yeah, fair, okay. The Peel fucking... what do you call them? Quartet, that'd be a word. They're just fucking rotting away in a retirement home. Boo. Boo. Oh, these are the Dawn of Fold kids. They're getting schooling. That's nice. Also, there's a nice insert song that we haven't heard before here as well. Same singer as the ED, I believe. The Core 2 ED. Sounds like her, at least. And yeah, we're still on Earth here, presumably. Miorine meeting here with Soletta and the kids. Prospera. Hair gone white, by the way, which is a weird one. In her little wheelchair, legs not working, but still playing with the kids, I guess. And yeah, we're going to make a school here, apparently. Soletta's going to run this shit, I guess. And she regained control of her body, which was a work in progress. You could still see some of the kind of scarring on the skin from that whole data storm process. Yeah, even the show hand waves it. They're like, I don't know how you got into the fucking keychain, but you did. That's very funny that the show's just like, dunno, magic, I guess. Yeah, I'm one for a big old happy, kind of sappy epilogue where everybody gets a happy ending. So I liked this. I thought that was good. I like your heart stopper endings too, but you know, this is good. I liked this. It reminded me of Fullmetal Alchemist does a good job here. We kind of have that last episode where everybody just gets resolution to everything. Yeah. Same deal here. Obviously not on that same level. Again, Fullmetal Alchemist had 64 episodes to do so. You had 24. And you honestly probably have a similar amount of characters here. And yeah, I thought the Yoasobi kind of ending there was a nice touch too. Also, yeah, the thing just lies, by the way. So when I said it was 25 minutes and 24 seconds, that just lied. The episode ends before that. But either way, we'll leave it there. I think I've said my piece. The show should be longer and it would be better, in my opinion. I've kind of went into that over the course of what we've done here. But it was still good. I liked the stuff that was there. Yeah, maybe there's more room here when I have more time later on, maybe after editing, where I can put something in here with some larger scale thoughts about the whole thing. And that time is now, apparently. I don't have much else to say, I'll say. I guess I'll break down... again, how much more show I probably wanted. So, again, earlier in my kind of analyses in this series, I've kind of gone into how, like, I didn't think it should elevate as much as it did. I kind of rescind on that now. I'm happy at the level we eventually got to. And again, broken record stuff. I'm just not happy on how quickly we got there and how ill-explained it all was through that kind of middle section of the second core. So for one, I probably would just add another core to this. Let's just make it an even 36 episodes or something. You could even sprinkle in some genuine filler in there, give Felsi something to do, give Petra another thing to do, flesh out that cast of the Earthians a little bit more. You know, really let us settle in, that kind of thing. I think an absolutely necessary component that I went into earlier in the video is an episode where Soletta is at her rock bottom. I'm thinking akin to something like a Zuko Alone, but for Soletta, right? Where she has a little story that is, you know, inspires her to be that person that she is in the next half. Because, again, as it stands right now, she's just kind of, oh, I'm better and I'm amazing now. And again, she ends in the right spot. Just could have been paced better. Some more seeds for the Space Assembly League earlier in the show. I know that Feng Jun and stuff were always in the show from the very start, but a little bit more indication there earlier would be nice. Like, we kind of have just this evil guy by the very end who's like, I'm evil in Space Assembly League and I'm gonna kill you now. And I didn't know who that was, and that was a little bit disappointing, I guess. I would also deepen that deceit by Miorine, make it a real, genuine sideswipe, I guess, an unexpected thing, and then go back and maybe explain the stuff before that, kind of getting to that point. That could create a genuine moment for a reaction or for a viewer. I think that would be something I would do for sure. But again, like, it all comes back to that same thing, man. We just need more time. And I think that the writers aren't stupid. They know that. I would be very surprised if this wasn't also the major criticism outside of myself for the show overall. I did notice that second core of the show kind of dipped a little bit on aggregate sites. This is probably the reason why. And I think that spawns off into a larger conversation about, can longer shows even be greenlit anymore? Longer shows that aren't split up into cores? Do people have the attention spans for such a thing? If you're not dropping them all on kind of one streaming service at once, if you're actually airing them weekly in Japan, is the current environment for TV conducive to that kind of stuff? I would argue no. And I think that's a damn shame, man. Like, everything, it seems like it's an adaptation or it's a current IP or like anything. We're never seeing I'm booming out a little bit, but we're never seeing something like Utena again. Like, a group of really creative people coming together to create something through multiple mediums all at once that is given budget and time and space and everything. I don't think that's ever happening. It's all IP, it's all adaptions, it's all shonen, it's all gacha. I don't know. It's easy to be pessimistic about that kind of stuff, I think. There's good stuff coming out all the time, obviously, but yeah, it is a shame. And maybe that means I go back to the past a little bit more with whatever I pick next, but again, time will tell. I don't know what's going to be on that poll yet, but I know in this series I've had a bit of a whinge, but ultimately it's been a good time. So I want to really get that across, and I'm thankful that people have watched the stuff and watched to this far. Thank you for coming along on the journey. And yeah, stick around. There will be a poll out relatively soon. Maybe. Maybe before Easter, we'll see. And yeah, from there we can pick whatever's going to be next. And I'd like everybody here to be a part of that as well. It's free to vote in the polls. Pick your favorite thing. Love you to be there. I think it'd be great. And yeah, with that, back to the original recording, I guess. For now, I'll just leave it. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you later. Poll. There'll be a poll soon. Thanks for being along on the journey. All that stuff. I'll see you later. I gotta go, but goodbye. See ya.